Hey everyone, it's Karen with Yes Please PaperCrafts. So in this video, I'm going to be sharing the winners for the giveaways that I'm doing on my channel for my 5K celebration hop, and that is to celebrate reaching 5,000 subscribers on my YouTube channel and also to celebrate the first birthday of my button shop. So I want to start off by thanking everyone who participated in the hop, and if you have not checked that hop out yet, you should definitely go and check out all of the awesome YouTubers who created layouts, and I was just so happy that all of them joined in the celebration. So thank you guys so much for creating videos, and I will have links to all of their videos in the description below. I also want to say thank you to everyone who left a comment on this video. I really enjoyed reading all of your comments, and y'all are just super awesome. And also a big thank you to anyone who placed an order in the button shop. We had quite a few orders, and it was a lot of fun making buttons for y'all. I finally got caught up with all of that. And so I wanted to put this video out on the 16th, which was the couple of days after the giveaway was over, or that it ended. I did pick the winners on the 16th, but the video that I created, ended up with no sound in that video, so I wasn't really sure what I was going to do. And so I just decided I would record a new video and show y'all the video footage from when I picked the winner, so you can see the actual drawing, and I'll just do a voiceover on top of that. I'm also going to share with you a little bit more about my button shop, some of the new buttons that are in my store, and also talk a little bit about how my button shop works. So just to kind of help if you're thinking about placing an order, just some things you might want to know. Okay, so I'm not going to make y'all wait. I'm going to go ahead and share the 10 winners first. And then if y'all want to stick around and hear more and see more about the buttons, you can just go ahead and stay with me, and we'll chat about the store. Okay, so let me go ahead and show the video footage where I selected the winners. Okay, so there are 10 winners for this giveaway. The first 7 people that are selected will win $10 gift certificates to the button shop. The next 2 people will win $15 gift certificates, and the last person will win a $25 gift certificate. Okay, so the first thing that I'm going to do is go over to the video on YouTube and grab the link for that video. And I'm going to copy that. Then I'm going to go over to the random comment picker and paste in the link for the video. I'm going to click on filter duplicate users and filter comments based on the word button, because that was the rules. And then I'm going to go ahead and click on get YouTube comments. That gives me 124 comments. And then we're going to go down here and just start picking the winners. So here I'm going to go and click on the start, I think. Okay, and then the first person that's going to win a $10 gift certificate is Stacy White. So Stacy, please go ahead and send an email to me, and I'll put my email address up here on the screen somewhere. I will also include it in the description below. Okay, second winner is going to be 𝗕𝗂𝘂𝗧, and you are also a winner of $10 certificate. It's actually more of a coupon than a certificate, but you get $10 free product plus free shipping, so that's awesome. Okay, third winner is Pauline. So that's super awesome. I just love using this random comment picker. So much fun. Okay, the fourth winner is Cindy Thick, and that's really cool. So Cindy, you're a winner. Okay, this next person, I think this is number 5, is Julie Tate. And I'm so excited about making buttons for you guys. It's going to be a lot of fun. Okay, the 6th winner is Heidi Turner, and I'm not sure how to pronounce the rest of your name. I'm not even going to try. Okay, and I believe this is the 6th winner is Colette White. Okay, so you guys have all won a $10 gift certificate, so please send me an email, and I will be sending you information and instructions on how you can claim your prize. Okay, so the next 2 people will be winning $15 certificates. So Nicole is the next winner. And 2 more people. Okay, so another winner of the $15 is Jen Rogers. Okay, and then the grand prize winner of $25 is going to be, okay, last winner is going to be 𝗬𝗏𝘬𝗀𝗎. So Melody, you won the $25 gift certificate. So I think that's really awesome. I hope y'all have fun picking out buttons from the shop. And so those are all the winners. So I need y'all all to contact me by December the 15th. And if I don't hear from you by then, I will be going ahead and picking new winners. So y'all please be sure and send me an email by December the 15th, and I will go ahead and send you instructions for how you can get your free buttons. Okay, so if y'all want to stick around, I wanted to share some information about some of the new buttons that are in my shop and a little bit about how the button shop works. It's a little bit of a challenge, I think, when I got so many orders all at one time because I don't have any of these buttons pre-made. When I get an order in my shop, it's a custom order. Each order is, special for each person. And so you can go to the shop and you can pick out all the buttons you want. And I started doing something recently where I have bundles. So in my new releases, I think I started doing this in August. So August, September, October, November, I have bundles. And you can purchase an entire bundle, but everything that's in the bundle is also available as an individual button. So if you don't like all the buttons that are in the bundle, you can just pick a few. But I started doing the bundles because I think people were getting a little bit overwhelmed with the amount of choices in the shop, because I think I'm close to 1,000 designs. I think it's around 900 and something. And so I wanted to give people a way to shop a little bit easier if they didn't want to go through and look through the entire store to just pick out individual buttons. Some people like that, but I'm finding that other people just like to buy the bundles. Okay, so I thought I'd go ahead and share some of the new buttons that are in my shop that were just added as part of the November release. And I have the first bundle here, which is called the November Favorites. These are all buttons that were already in the shop, and I just created a bundle called November Favorites. And all of these buttons just kind of reminded me of fall and the outdoors. And I thought the colors went really well together, so I created that bundle. And let me bring this up so y'all can get a little bit of a closer look at these buttons. So that bundle has 12 buttons. Okay, so the second bundle here is called It's Fall Y'all, and it's autumn inspired buttons. And I just love that little green truck. I think that's super adorable. Okay, this next one here is called Animal Prints, and it has some tiger stripes, some zebra, cheetah, and then a couple of buttons that say Let's Go Wild and Stay Wild. And I just love the font with the leopard print and the tiger print in the letters. Okay, all right, moving over to this other tray, we have this next bundle here, which is called Wild and Free. And it has some unicorns, a mermaid, feathers, and a little girl that wants to fly. And I just love the colors, lots of blues and purples and turquoise. Okay, and then my most popular bundle, probably the one that I sold the most of over the past couple weeks, is this next one, which is called, I think it's Let's Get Crafty. That's the Let's Get Crafty bundle. And this one is a bunch of things about being crafty, or, scrapbooking, paper related quotes. And so we have the first one here, says, You had me at paper, and then creativity is contagious, pass it on. And then this is my favorite one, talk crafty to me. And then we have the I'm so crafty, I sweat glitter, follow the rainbow, do what you love, do what brings you joy. And then we have this one here, which has a whole little bit of different crafty items with little faces. So we have like scissors and glue and different things like that. And then this one here is I love scrapbooking. Now, when I was creating the design for the I love scrapbooking, I actually created 3 different versions, and then I asked my friend Joanne which one she liked. And Joanne picked that one, and I did like that one. That was probably my favorite as well. So I included that one in the bundle. But then I thought, well, maybe people might like the other designs I created. They might not, go with this one that's really bright and colorful. And so I decided to go ahead and put these other two designs into the store. They both say I love scrapbooking, but with much more muted colors. Okay, and then this third button is a cute button that is pink. I created that button for my scrapbooking layout that I did for the hop, and that's the layout called the 𝗵𝗵𝗀 bed. And I just wanted to make sure that was available in case anybody wanted to get it from the shop after seeing my video. Okay, so those three buttons were added to the store, but they're individual buttons. They're not part of a bundle. Okay, so I wanted to talk a little bit about how my store works and how I decided to create the store. And I really wanted to give y'all the option to select every single button that you wanted from the store. Because my experience with flare buttons and buying them from the craft stores and from different companies is that you get a pack of flare buttons. It might be 4 or 6 or 8 buttons, and you don't get to pick those buttons. So a lot of times you end up with buttons that you really don't like or that you never use. And so I just thought it would be a lot of fun to actually provide that to you guys and let y'all pick out every button. And so you always have a button that you really want and that you think that you would use on your scrapbooking layouts. Okay, so to do that was a bit of a challenge because I couldn't really use 𝗬𝗃𝗀𝗃 because 𝗬𝗃𝗀𝗃 charges a fee for every listing, and I have almost 1,000 buttons, and so that would be super expensive to try to get an 𝗬𝗃𝗀𝗃 store to actually do this. So I created my own online store using WooCommerce. And so for those of you who may not know me or have not heard me say this before, my previous job before I retired, I was a business analyst and a computer programmer, and I designed computer systems for oil and gas company, a large company. And so I have some experience with computer programming, so that really helped me out. Now the WooCommerce store, I had never ever done anything with anything like that before, although I have done internet programming and programming with internet-based applications. It was quite a lot of work for me to try to figure out how to create the store and how to set it up so that I could actually offer the buttons the way that I wanted to. And so that was kind of a challenge. Now, so I really did want to provide the option to have a different button back or a button back selection for each individual button. But there's a couple of challenges with that because in the store, you would have to go to each button and then pick the option. So the amount of clicking that you would have to do just to add the button to your cart was going to be significant. And I didn't want y'all to have to spend time clicking just to get one button added. On the other side of that, once I get your order, it would be very difficult for me to track for each button what type of back you wanted. I mean, I'm already having a hard time just with when adding the bundles, because when I added the bundles to the shop, I'm allowing y'all to pick out a different button back for the bundles, and it's getting a little bit confusing. So I think I'm going to be making some changes in the store, and I'm going to have to make it to where everything in your entire order has the same back, and you're going to have to pick what type of button back you want at the time of purchase when you do your checkout process. So that's what I'm going to do in the store so that it's less confusing for you guys and less confusing for me, and it doesn't cause any delays, because I had some orders where I couldn't figure out what the person really wanted, and so I had to try to get in touch with them via email and try to find them on Facebook and message them, because sometimes people don't check their email. And so I just want to make it a little bit easier and for both you and for me. Okay, so once I get an order, I will get that in the store, and the orders can range from a few buttons. A lot of times people just buy 6 buttons or 5 buttons, 12 buttons. Most of my orders are somewhere between 18 and 50 buttons, but I have had people that have bought hundreds of buttons in one order. And so that's a lot of buttons to keep track of. Okay, so once I get an order in the shop, the next step that I take is to download your order onto my computer, and then I run it through a computer program that I created that will generate a packing list. And the packing list looks like this. So this is really more for me than for you guys, because I have to be able to figure out what's included in your order so that I can send it to you. But I thought it was kind of cool when people were showing some of their buttons and their button orders in the YouTube Hop, that they thought it was really awesome to be able to see pictures of all of the buttons that they purchased. So you could actually use this as a reference guide to help you stay organized and to know what buttons you purchased. So I thought that was super cool. But there's no way that I could keep track of all of the different product numbers and product names of each button. And so I came up with the idea of generating a picture so that I can match up the button to the picture. And it's so funny because I had so many orders at one time that I got my mom and 2 of my sisters and one of my friends, my friend Judy. They came over for a couple of afternoons and they helped me to process orders. And my mom was so funny because she just loved it. She wants a part-time job making buttons. So if I get more orders, I'm definitely going to have her come to my house and help me. But she said this was so much fun because it was like a match game. So once I process an order and I make your buttons, then what we do is we match up the buttons in the order that they are on this paper. So just lay the papers out like this. We take the tray of buttons and just go through the buttons and just match up the buttons on here. So say for instance, we have this page here. We'll just go and match up each button to here. And usually the buttons aren't in order. And so match them all up. And then once all of the buttons are matched up on the order, then we go through and we put them into a little bag like this. And I try to keep this as flat as possible. Now I don't know if when it gets to you guys, it's all like messed up, but when we send it to you, it's flat like this. Okay. And I do that so that it protects the buttons when we send it to you. Now, a lot of times I will also try to include like bubble wrap, although I think some of my packages went out without bubble wrap because I didn't think about it when we were doing all the orders with my mom and my sisters and my friend. And I forgot to mention to them if they have a small order that we needed to do bubble wrap because it doesn't stay flat in the package. If I have a large order, then everything kind of stays together because it fits really good in the envelope. But anyway, so I don't know. I guess probably when y'all get them, they're probably all over. But I just like to keep them flat. You can actually scratch these buttons because the top of it is made from a Mylar, which is a plastic, and the buttons themselves are metal. So they can be dented. They can be. You can actually scratch the surface of it. And so I don't really. I like to have them stay flat as possible when I ship them. Okay, so that's kind of the process that we go through, and I'm really thankful to my friend Judy who came over one afternoon to help me, and also to my family for helping out because I think I got 65 orders in 2 days, and I just had no idea how I was going to go through and make all of those buttons. So over the past 2 weeks, I've made over 5,000 buttons. It was quite a challenge, and it was really funny because I kept thinking, you know, I really want a break. I'm gonna like, you know, really want to get through all these orders so I can take a break from button making. And this morning when I woke up and I had no more button orders, I was kind of a little bit sad that I wasn't going to be making any buttons that day. So it really is a lot of fun. So I was the one operating the button machine, and then my sisters, my mom and my friend, we're putting all the orders together, packaging them up, and you know, making sure everything was included in your order before we shipped it out. Okay, so that's kind of the process. So you can kind of only imagine how difficult this would be if I had to make each one of these, make sure each one of these buttons had the right button back on it. And so I just really can't offer that at this time. And so that's kind of how my shop works at the moment. And I think for now in the store, you can select a different button back for some of the bundles, but I think I'm going to be removing that option from the store just because it got too confusing. I thought maybe having it as a bundle option, it might work out okay because on my packing slip, I do have the indicator here that it's a bundle, and then it shows the bundles. And if they pick, if the person picked metal flat back, it would show that here. And so that way I could keep track of which ones were metal or which ones were plastic. But it was confusing for people ordering, and it got to be confusing for me and the people that were helping me. And so I think that I'm not going to be able to leave that in the store. Okay, so then other change that I'm going to be making to the store is I'm going to have to increase the postage a little bit, just because the post office increased their postage for the upcoming holidays. And so my postage costs have gone up quite a bit. And so I think I have right now that if you place an order, it's $3.25 to have your order shipped. But if you place an order over $35, you get free shipping. And so I'm going to just increase the postage to $3.85 because I found that was around the price for 90% of the orders. There's like, I think it was $3.87 or 86 cents. So I'm just going to say $3.85 will be the postage. Now, if that changes and it drops back down at the beginning of the year, I will think about maybe lowering it back down. But for now, I am losing money on postage quite a bit. So I'm going to go ahead and increase that to $3.85. And of course, you can get free shipping if you place an order that's $35 or more. Okay, so the next thing that I'm going to talk a little bit about is how your buttons are made. And so when I created the program that generated the packing list, I also created a program that creates the button printout. And this is what I use to make your buttons. So all of the buttons are printed on a photo printer, and I use a really high quality ink from Canon. And the paper that I'm using is an Epson presentation paper. And the best paper to use to make buttons is a very thin paper. So this is a very thin paper. It's kind of like a printer paper, but it's a special paper because it makes a really vibrant print where the colors are very, very saturated and rich. And that's in part because when you make your button and you put the top or the plastic Mylar on top of it, it does mute the colors down a little bit. And so that's the reason why I ended up, you know, I kind of experimented with a lot of different ways to create the prints for the buttons. And this is the best quality solution that I found. And so that's kind of what I do with the when I'm actually printing out the buttons. Now, when you're comparing your packing list to your buttons, you may notice some differences in the colors. And that's partly because this is printed out as a draft version on another printer. It's just a Canon, I think it's a Canon TS9521C crafting printer. It's not a photo printer, but I mean, you can print photos on it, but this is a true photo printer that I'm using here. And so you'll notice that there might be some differences in the colors. And that is because this is printed on a different printer. And it's really interesting sometimes because there'll be a button that looks green on here, but it's blue over here. And that's just the color that comes out of this printer. It doesn't really print true to the color that's on the computer. Okay, okay, so once I get my buttons like this, the next step that I do is I put this onto my Brother Scan and Cut, and I cut all of these little circles. And if you are interested in getting a button maker, you don't have to have a Brother Scan and Cut to create your button circles. You could just use a punch like this one. This came from the Button Boy, and it's the little B punch. But you do have to have a circle punch or some way to cut out a circle that's 1.313. That's the size circle you need to make a 1-inch button. Okay, so once I have all of the buttons printed out, I will put them into a little container. And this is an organizer from Harbor Freight. And they sell these online, and you can also buy them in the store. I think it costs about $5, and you get all these little containers inside this larger container. And these are the buttons, extra ones that I have. But what I'll do is I'll just grab an empty one that I have here. And once I cut out all the buttons, we'll put them in here and put the person's name on that. And then keep it until I start making the buttons. And that way I have all their buttons kind of contained in one place. Now I was using these trays to do that, and what I found is sometimes I would knock the trays over, and that really causes a problem, because even if it's paper and it goes everywhere and I get people's orders mixed up, it's really a challenge to try to figure it out and to put it all back together. And I know that because I knocked over 4 trays, with some partially with buttons and some with paper, and they went all over. I knocked them off the table and they flew everywhere. And so my mom and my sister helped me pick it all back up, but it took me a good, I would say, hour and a half to separate those 4 orders back into what they were when I started. So I don't really want to have to go through that again. So I decided to come up with a new way to at least store the paper buttons, and I'm going to be storing them into these little containers. Okay, so once I have all of the buttons cut out, then I'm going to take my button maker and I make your buttons for you. And the button maker that I'm using is called the Tekra 100. It's I think it's just called the Button Maker 100. I have one that I purchased from Button Boy, and then I have one that I purchased from American Button Machines. It's both the same machines, just 2 different websites that you can purchase from. And I'll put a link in the description below if you are interested in checking this out. But if you buy this, I would definitely recommend buying a bundle, which includes a punch, the button machine, and all the button parts you need to get started. And that's going to be the least cost. And there's different packages that you can get. I definitely recommend buying the machine from Button Boy, just because they have usually have a better deal on their machines, and I like their support better. But for the button pieces, American Button Maker American Button Machine has lower prices on the pieces. So if you run out of pieces and you want to buy button parts, I definitely would recommend getting those from American Button Machines. Okay, so the different button parts you get, and I'll just show you that here. Okay, so these are your button tops, and you can see these are metal pieces, and it kind of has like a little bit of a dome. Okay, this is your metal flat backs, and it has just like a tray, looks like that. It's flat on the back. We have our plastic flat backs, which are these plastic discs. And then this is the open back, which you can either use with a magnet, or you can use open, or you can use it with a pin. So this is the set. There's extra little pins that I don't have that in here, but you can actually insert a pin into the back of the button once it's made and turn it into a pin that you can attach to your shirt or something. Okay, and then the last thing that you need to make your buttons are these Mylar pieces. And you get these also when you buy the kit, or when you buy the bundle. Okay, so to make a button, let's go ahead and make a button. So I'm always making mistakes when I make buttons. And one of the happy accidents that happened when my family was helping me with doing my orders was I printed a whole bunch of orders twice on my photo printer. And I had all these extra buttons, or all these extra printouts like this. And at first I was really upset, because, you know, that's kind of expensive to have wasted all of that paper and all of that ink. But then after I had all of that printed out, I was able to use that anytime I made a mistake or a button needed to be remade. It made the process go much quicker. And so I ended up creating this little system where I have all of my buttons by the, this is all by categories. So if I needed a button that was from the September release, I can just go here and I can get all of the buttons that are in the September release. And then I can just flip through them like that until I get the one that I need to make. And then I can just go ahead and remake the button. So let's just pick a button here. Let's pick one. I don't know. Let's pick this one here with the flowers. That's pretty. Okay, so we'll make this button right here. And so I would just take each one of these little circles that I cut out for your order, and then we'll put in the button back. We'll put in the button front. That's about it. Okay, and one of the things, if you have a button maker, one of the things I definitely recommend is to throw your parts around. because they stick together. And if you have two button pieces that stick together and you press it, even if you press it just slightly and you don't press it hard, it pretty much ruins it and you have to throw it away. So I just like to throw them around and make sure that I just have one piece, because you would be surprised at how many times I think I only have one and it's actually two. Okay, so we take our button top and we put it over there. We put our printout on top, and then you take one of these pieces of clear Mylar and put that on the top. Okay, so now we're going to rotate this and press the button down, and then rotate it this way and press again, and then that creates our button. Can y'all believe that? I did that 5,000 times over the past couple weeks, and it's really not that hard. I think a lot of the process, to me, it's more about making sure that I get everyone's order created, and not making any mistakes, making sure that there's no defects in the buttons when I make them, and making sure I put the right buttons in your order so that you can get your order. And that's really what takes more time. The buttons is part of the process, but it's all of the things that lead up to making the buttons, and all of the things that go to putting your order together is really what takes the time. Okay, so I would love to hear from you guys if you have ordered from my shop, just to hear what you think about the shop. If you have any suggestions for anything that I can do to improve the store, or anything that you like about the store, I would love to hear that from you guys. If you want to leave me a comment, that would be super awesome. And that's pretty much all I have. I just thought it would be fun to share a little bit more about the process of how I make the buttons, how the store works, and just so y'all can get an idea of what's involved if you do decide to place an order in the shop. And so I hope that if you did place an order and you got your buttons, you're enjoying using them on your scrapbooking layouts. And I look forward to making more buttons sometime soon. Right now I don't have any orders, but I'll be making all of the buttons for everyone who has won the giveaway. So that'll keep me busy for a while, I'm sure. All right, well, that's all I have. I do have a short video clip of my two dogs, Bella and LilyBelle, that I'm going to put at the end of this video. So if y'all want to see that, stick around to the end. Okay, so I also wanted to say a big thank you to all of you guys who are subscribed to my channel. I really do appreciate you guys, and I just can't believe that I have reached such a huge milestone. I never would have imagined when I started my YouTube channel that I would ever reach 5,000 subscribers, and so it's just amazing. You guys are awesome, and I just love reading all of your comments and just making the videos. So hopefully I'll be making many more videos coming up. Okay, so that's all I have. Y'all take care. Hope y'all have an awesome weekend, and I hope to see you next time. Bye now. Hi, Miss Bella. Can you say hi to the YouTube people? No, where are you going? Miss Bella, come here. Come here, Bee. Come see me. What's he doing? Where are you going? Miss Bella. Miss Bella, where are you at? Bella, come here, baby. LilyBelle, come here. Girls, come in here. Bella, LilyBelle, come here. Hello again. What you doing? You're gonna help me pick the winners? I gotta pick winners for my giveaway. Are you gonna help me, Miss B? I guess not. Where's LilyBelle? Hi, Miss Bella. Where's LilyBelle? Are you gonna help me pick some winners? I need to pick 10 winners to win buttons. You don't want me to pick the winners? Come see me. Miss Bella. You gonna come talk to me? Come talk to us. Do you want to say hi to the YouTube people? No! You're being awfully sassy. Why are you being sassy? Miss Bella, where's LilyBelle? LilyBelle, come here, baby. Lily, here she comes. What you doing? Where y'all at? Are y'all gonna help me pick button winners? Miss Bella, are you still mad because I took LilyBelle to the groomers and I didn't take you? You're still mad? Alright, well, I guess I'm just gonna have to do it on my own. Miss LilyBelle, you want to come help me pick some winners? Lily, where'd you go? Hi, LilyBelle, what's he doing? Are you gonna help me pick some winners? Can you say hi to the YouTube people? Bella's not talking tonight. Can you say hi? No? Can you wiggle your ears? Yeah? Can you wiggle them? Did you have visitors? So you had a visitor. Say Mr. Harley came to see you. And Aunt Debbie and Uncle Mike. And Harley, he just followed you around everywhere. LilyBelle was so annoyed that that puppy, I think he's a year old, he just was in love with Miss LilyBelle and he just was fascinated by her and he would not leave her alone. He followed her everywhere and she was having none of it. She just kept growling at him. She's like, get away. And Bella, who was interested in Harley, he didn't pay her any attention. Isn't that funny? That is so funny. Well, okay then, I guess I'm gonna go pick me some winners. And since y'all are not talking, I guess I can just show your cute little face. All right, everyone, that's all we have. Hope y'all have an awesome week. Hope you are button winners and you get to shop in the shop. And I guess we will and I guess we'll see you next time. Bye now.